Hey guys, I'm on lunch right now, and I just wanted to share something with you briefly. I hope it tracks well so you can understand what I'm saying. Back in 2008, when the recession happened, I was like, my family went through a lot of struggling, and we barely had enough to eat. We didn't have gas for our house. We had to cook everything on a 20-pound propane tank. The only food we had to eat was the stuff that we brought home from a restaurant that we were working at. And I lived with my parents, and it was just brutal. It was so brutal. And we had come from a time that was full of like plentiful money and everything we needed and everything we could possibly ask for. And then all of a sudden that happened. I later heard on one of Zen's Zen shows 2 years later, that this man had gone into one of the Rockefellers or Rothschilds' homes, I forget which one, and God told him when he was in the house to smash on the floor really hard with his foot. So the guy did it. And that's when the 2008 recession happened. And it was because the man, the Rockefeller guy that built that home, put his home over an ancient, like Babylonian ceremonial site. It was right on top of it. And when the man did what God told him to, it crushed that site that is basically the shrine for the Federal Reserve to be able to produce its money, which has the pyramid of the all-seeing eye on it. Now fast forward to now. We should have gone through a recession in 2019, and we did not, because they are trying to hide the fact that we are going through a portion of the tribulation. I'm not saying it started the 7-year tribulation. I'm saying that it was something that would work into that for America's financial collapse to happen. And part of what I'm saying is in the movie Resident Evil, where they purposely caused their own tribulation to happen on purpose to kind of like cancel out what has been predicted biblically. Not possible. But what they are doing is they are hiding the fact that America, which is Mystery Babylon, and its system is Mystery Babylon, the Federal Reserve System is Mystery Babylon. They're hiding the fact that it has already collapsed through printing money, which is just not, it's not printing money, it's counterfeiting money. It is counterfeiting money, and they can do that because they own it. And everything that we have is just paper. It's not there. The only difference between a $1 bill and a $100 bill is your perception of what its value is. That's it. Why do you think so many people steal money? Why do you think so many people counterfeit money in like Argentina and South American countries and stuff like that? Because they can, because there's no difference. It's just paper. It's fake. They got rid of the gold standard in like the 1930s, and Roosevelt took all the gold, and then they jacked the price of gold up, and then now these past 70, 80 years, we've had to buy it back at a ridiculous price. But there's nothing in the Federal Reserve, in the reserves, that's backing the money that we have. It's all fake. It's fictitious. It's in the mind of men. And for some reason, whatever that reason is, they're holding off on collapsing it all. And Jesus is Lord's channel has been talking about this for a long time, and I'm just going to tell you what it says. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I just want to tell you what it says, okay? He says that in a few days, or weeks basically, when 2022 really starts, which is April 1st, around this time, the entire Bitcoin boom that has happened, it's going to spike very fast. It's all of a sudden, when you see this happen, just be prepared, okay? It's going to spike all of a sudden, and then like within the next day, it's going to crash to zero, okay? After that happens, the entire world markets will collapse as well, and it will be World War III. It'll just happen that way. It's predicted to happen that way. I don't know what the little pieces and everything, the intricacies of where you live and what's going to happen and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm just a man, okay? But I just want to warn everybody to be prepared for what's coming. Get propane of some kind or some type of gas fuel to not only warm your home, but also to cook on. Because if the stoves and everything don't work, And if you can't heat your home, it's still cold in New England. It is very cold here right now. It's 37 degrees. And the dark winter that Biden had been talking about hasn't happened yet. And he says we are going to be in a real crappy war. And he swore, and most presidents don't swear in public. So if he says that we're going to have a war with China, we're probably going to have a war with China. That's where they're directing this, and Obama is behind Biden. He's just a shell of a man. And I've said this many times, they've been cloning people since the 1930s. And go watch the boys from Brazil. All they need is the swab of the back of your throat, and then ask why they have those tests, right? So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's a quick video, but I just want you to be prepared. I'm going to do some videos soon about like different ways to transfer propane, use propane, what you might need. It's very inexpensive right now. You can go to a Walmart and I just say that because it's the cheapest, but you can go there and get like a green propane tank, which you can cook on for about like a week almost on a little, Coleman grill. You can cook on that for quite a while, and they're only like $4 right now. You can take a 20-pound propane tank, and there's a transfer valve, and you can transfer a 20-pound propane tank, which is like $30 right now. It's probably gone up a little bit, maybe closer to $40 right now. And you can fill those tanks, those little green tanks, for only like 50 cents instead of $4. So if you don't have a camping stove, if you don't have sleeping bags, if you don't have a tent, because you can put a tent inside of your home and it'll keep you and your family warm. And that's what they told people in Texas when they had that snowstorm recently. Just go inside of a tent inside your house. But people just don't think this way. So I'm trying to get us used to thinking this way, because this is going to happen. I mentioned Walmart, but I just found out something the other day that I didn't fully understand this either. I didn't know Walmart was in China. Walmart is the 4th largest company in China. And now knowing that they are there as well, I had mentioned before that Obama being the Antichrist, the mark of the beast is they're going to inject an RFID chip in your hand, but they also do something where they inject you somehow with like some type of thing in your neck, and you have to go into a machine like those photo booths they used to have at the mall, and you have to bow down to an image of Obama, a hologram. And this woman dreamed this, and the more things come to pass, I'm just seeing it happen before my eyes. And I believe that the graphene and everything that we have talked about that everybody's doing, that is the mechanism for that to work, where it takes your soul out. And these are talks that they've had publicly, that they are trying to figure out a way to make Muslims not be so radical by taking away their ability to feel God. I'm not saying that the God that the Muslims serve is the correct God, but there is something in us that wants to find God and wants to love God, because we are made in His image. Just because they have it incorrect doesn't mean that they don't have the desire to know God. We all do. And that's something somebody said as well when they had felt that happen after they did the shot, is they didn't feel God anymore. There's audio clips of it. They've killed God, is what the woman said. So when it collapses and there's no more food and there's no more gas and there's no more anything forever, they are going to bring in the militaries to control the populations in major cities and stuff like that. It's going to be utter chaos in major cities. And eventually Walmarts, which are on a computer system that is matched to the military's ordering system, it's exact. And they already have machines in Walmarts right now that scan for certain things, and there's a little tab you can hit for like RFID scanning and stuff like that. It's already set up, guys. The system is set up. Artificial intelligence comes from CERN. They don't even know where the information comes from quantum computing, and that's what we're talking about. And the father of lies, the father of the flies, the Lord of Flies, Obama had it like on his head. Obama said on national television, "Behold, I am God." He quoted the Bible, but he's talking about himself. He was declaring himself to be God. So just read the Bible and understand what Jesus was saying when he says, "I beheld lightning falling from the heights." And you don't have to believe anything that I am saying. You're going to see it soon for yourself, and I'm just pre-warning you. Obama can transform. They are seraphic angels. They can transform their shape. The devil transforms himself into an angel of light, comes from the first book of Adam and Eve. And Jared, the name of the patriarch that I am named after, I think he's one of the first 7 patriarchs, he saw Satan transform himself into an angel of light, and they were all talking to him saying, come and be with us, we want to talk to you, because at the time the saints were living on a mountain in the Cave of Treasures, where all of the people that were the original patriarchs lived on this mountain, and there was free food and there was like beautiful trees and stuff like that, but it was a lot different than living as an angelic being. It was totally different, and God had to provide a lot of different things for them to survive. And the angel of light, the devil, he transformed himself into an angel of light, and so did a bunch of the fallen angels with him. And then they started having sex in front of Jared, and he was appalled and disgusted and ran back to the Cave of Treasures crying. And the candle that had been set up, the eternal flame that had been set up, like to give them light in this cave, and they had gold like sensor, like gold bowls or something around the whole cave to shine the light off in the cave, so they could all see what was going on in the cave, because it was completely pitch black at night and they were scared. So that candle had been blown out by the devil, and then they relit it. But to see how the devil can tempt you to do things that you shouldn't be doing, even somebody as innocent as the original patriarchs, they were tricked so many times by the devil. And I just want everyone to know the truth, because the truth will set you free. Read these books while they're free. Print them if you can. Save them if you can. Learn from them if you can. Because obviously the oral traditions that I'm telling you can make it through the 7-year tribulation through me being alive. But I've already seen them. In the future, they're going to try to kill me so many times. I know I go to prison. I know I'm taken by the military. And that's fine. I'm ready for that. I told you. I signed up ready to die. We're all going to die anyway, except the few that make it, that will not sleep, you know. But I just wanted to warn you guys. I know this went a little further than I wanted to. But God bless you all. Have a great day. And take care of yourselves.